Hello, friends, and welcome back to Stories About Entitled People. Let's start with the day when our OP committed an unforgettable crime against his district. He stepped on grass that did not belong to our OP. But before we begin, best way to support our channel is to leave comments, like, and subscribe with the turned-on bell so you don't miss the new video every single day. Here we go. I stepped 1 foot on the grass. Karen stopped traffic to verbally combust. I try to take a walk every day. It's part therapy, part habit. I like getting outside, breathing in something other than recycled air, and just unplugging for a bit. My neighborhood doesn't have sidewalks, but it's not exactly a high-traffic area. A lot of folks walk on the street here. We've all developed this unspoken rhythm. See a car, step off to the side, let it pass, and go about your day. Simple, right? Well, not if there's a Karen within a 5-mile radius. So yesterday I was on my usual walk. Weather was decent. I had a good playlist going and was enjoying the peace. I saw a car approaching in the distance, so like always, I stepped off the street onto the grass. Not stomping flower beds or anything, just 1 foot onto the edge of someone's lawn, literally 2 feet off the asphalt. The car slows down, then it stops, which already weirded me out. I thought maybe they were asking for directions or something. I take out one earbud, and that's when I see her. The Karen. You know the type. Late 50s, severe blonde bob haircut, giant sunglasses clutching the steering wheel like it's personally offended her. Her expression was already at a 10 before she even opened her mouth. Karen, stay off the grass. You don't own that house. You shouldn't be standing there. At first I was just confused. I figured maybe she was the homeowner or something. Me. Oh, sorry, I'm just letting your car pass. I'll be back on the road once it's clear. Karen, I don't care. Stay off the GD grass. Okay then. Karen, escalating, if this were my house, I'd shoot you for being on my property. Shoot me for stepping on a stranger's lawn for 3 seconds to let her pass? It was surreal. I wasn't damaging anything. I wasn't camping out with a lawn chair and a six-pack. I was just standing there because I was trying to be considerate. But apparently I just declared war on public decency by touching a blade of grass that didn't have my name on the deed. I took a breath, not really rattled, but definitely annoyed. She was revving up into full-blown cartoon villain mode. Me, calmly, okay, but this isn't your house, so this really isn't your business. And if you don't mind, you're wasting both our time. That did it. Her eyes bulged behind the sunglasses. Karen, you R-word, I hope you burn in hell. And just like that, she flipped me off, slammed the gas, and peeled off like she was starring in Fast and Furious HOA edition. I just stood there blinking. And then I started laughing. I mean, what else could I do? That was officially my first Karen encounter. I'd heard the stories, seen the memes, watched the TikToks, but living it? Hilarious. Wild. Slightly terrifying. There's something almost poetic about someone demanding you stay off property they don't own, threatening to shoot you hypothetically, and then tossing in a slur and a hellfire curse as a goodbye. To recap, I was trying to be polite. She was trying to audition for the villain role in a neighborhood watch thriller. I continued my walk, still chuckling to myself and looking over my shoulder occasionally, not out of fear, just wondering if she was going to come back with a measuring tape and try to cite me for trespassing. Never saw her again, though. At least not yet. Next time I might just walk with a body cam. I respond to these types of people in a petty and aggressive manner. And yes, I know it's petty. F off. I've not granted you permission to interact with me. And I turn and leave. You'd be amazed how many people are so stunned they can't reply. One day I'm going to get my butt kicked. Worth it. And our second story. I was just trying to buy dinner. She wanted blueprints to a nursing home I don't work at. I work at a hospital. Just this morning, I was getting off a long and frustrating shift, didn't get much sleep the night before, and haven't had a day off in forever. Let's just say that my face or overall demeanor wasn't screaming, I want to make small talk with a stranger. While I'm on my way home, my wife texts me to see if I can pick up a few things for dinner. There's a small family-owned grocery store right on my way, so I head there, expecting to be in and out in a few minutes. Since I'm coming straight from work, I'm wearing scrubs and a jacket clearly embroidered with my hospital name / logo and department in plain view. I usually try to avoid going out in public wearing scrubs, but I assumed this was going to be a super fast trip, so I decided to risk it. As I walk into the store, a 50-ish-year-old lady who was on her way out flags me down. I walk over and she says, "Lady, do you work at local nursing home?" Me. "No, I work at nearby hospital," pointing to my jacket. I was wearing scrubs, so I get why she might think I worked in healthcare, but the assumption that I worked at a specific nursing home in a city with well over 100 nursing homes based on nothing but my generic, unmarked light blue scrubs was odd. I turn to walk away, but she keeps right on talking. "Lady, what are a local nursing home building? I saw construction over there." Me. "No idea. I don't work there." Lady. "But local nursing home isn't too far from here." Me. "Yeah, but that doesn't mean I work there or know what they're building." During this exchange, I'm slowly creeping away from her and kind of responding to her over my shoulder, essentially screaming in normal social cues that I'm ending this conversation. Apparently, she isn't fluent in normal social cues because she actually starts following me further into the store that she was only moments before about to leave with her purchased groceries. Lady. "Do you know random name? They work at local nursing home." Me. "Why would you ask if I know random name when I told you I don't work at local nursing home? That'd be like asking some random stranger if they knew some other random stranger." Lady. "Well, even if you don't work at local nursing home, they're a nurse, so I thought you might know them." Now, there's a few important things to point out here. One, I'm not a nurse. My position is clearly stated on my jacket that I pointed out to this lady earlier. Two, we're not in some small town with only a handful of doctors where everyone in the healthcare field at least know of everyone else. Three, the hospital I work at is a huge academic hospital. We're a referral center for half the state. There are well over 200 physicians in my department alone, and between doctors, nurses, nursing assistants, therapists, etc., there are probably 20 to 30K employees. Me, I remain silent while pursing my lips and raising my eyebrows in a "what do you expect me to say" expression. Lady, turning her head as if slightly puzzled by my reaction, "When do you think they'll be done with the construction over there?" Me, shrugging and shaking my head, half because I didn't know the answer, half in utter disbelief at how my life was unfolding. Lady, "Where can I find out what they're doing? Sometimes the construction makes traffic worse. Is there a website?" Having learned my lesson by now, I just turned around and walked away. Out of the corner of my eye, I see her take a couple of steps to follow me, but somewhere between the deli and the produce, I guess she thought better of it and stopped. It was definitely one of the strangest encounters I've ever had in my adult life, and I'm still trying to process it all. And our last story. Crazy Karen blocked my driveway with cement posts. Every neighborhood has that one person, the self-appointed gatekeeper, the neighborhood watchdog, the full-time unpaid busybody. Ours was Cheryl. Cheryl wasn't just nosy, she was professionally nosy, unemployed by trade, but somehow booked solid with monitoring everyone else's life. If a package lingered on your porch for more than 12 hours, Cheryl would rescue it from potential porch pirates. Left your trash can slightly ajar, expect a Facebook post in the community group, complete with timestamps and passive-aggressive hashtags. And if your garden tools went missing, check Cheryl's garage. She'd probably say she was keeping them safe. The HOA hated her, the neighbors tolerated her out of pure exhaustion, but Cheryl had dubbed herself the protector of Eastfield Oaks and wielded that imaginary title like it came with a badge and sirens. Then came July. And oh boy, July was when she finally nuked her own reputation from orbit. We live in a small cul-de-sac with a shared private access lane. Nothing fancy, but it works. Neighbors respect the space, park with common sense, and nobody bothers anyone. Well, almost nobody. Cheryl decided we needed a parking solution. Now, I don't know what kind of caffeine-fueled dream she had the night before, but I woke up one blazing morning around 7 a.m. to the sound of jackhammering. Not construction near my house. No, in front of my driveway. Still half asleep, I pulled the blinds aside to see Cheryl in flip-flops and a neon green visor, arms folded, supervising a crew of guys unloading tools from a battered pickup truck. I stormed outside in pajamas. Me. Cheryl, what in God's name are you doing? Cheryl, beaming, fixing the parking chaos. You're welcome. Except there wasn't any chaos. What there was, however, were 6 heavy-duty metal bollards being planted right down the middle of the access lane, completely blocking my driveway. I stood there in disbelief, trying to form words when the wife burst out the front door, car keys in hand, clearly running late. Wife, how am I supposed to get out? Cheryl, now sipping iced coffee. Maybe if you didn't park like animals, this wouldn't be necessary. I've seen red before, but this was infrared rage. I called our HOA president immediately. To his credit, the man didn't even stop for coffee. He showed up in under 15 minutes, looking like he'd just rolled out of bed, because he had. He pulled up, got one look at the chaos, and just froze. HOA president, what the hell is this? Karen, grinning proudly, I'm solving the problem no one else would. These people park everywhere. Ma'am, you live in a cul-de-sac of retirees, remote working tech bros, and one guy who drives a Prius. Nobody's exactly doing donuts in the access lane. President, pinching the bridge of his nose, you poured concrete into shared property? Did you file a permit? Cheryl, my brother's a contractor. He knows what he's doing. Right on cue, said brother tried to slink into his truck like a raccoon caught in the trash. Too late, the HOA president had already phoned the city. The city inspector was on site by lunchtime. Turns out Cheryl's brother wasn't licensed for residential construction, had 0 permits, and couldn't legally modify shared property. He got slapped with a $2,500 fine right there on the spot. Cheryl? She received a formal HOA violation and a bill for the cost of jackhammering those bollards right back out. The kicker? HOA made it explicitly clear she was paying out of her own pocket. But it gets better. During the chaotic removal process, one of her brother's workers accidentally reversed a skid steer right over Cheryl's custom decorative walkway, the one she'd spent 3 months gloating about on Nextdoor. Cheryl, losing her mind, my cobblestones! I imported those! Me, from my porch, sipping lemonade, maybe don't play foreman next time. Since then, Cheryl's been real quiet. She no longer patrolled recycling bins like a raccoon in a security vest, the lost garden tools mysteriously stopped disappearing, and she hasn't knocked on a single door asking about suspicious activity in weeks. The HOA took it a step further and installed a large, detailed sign at the entrance of the cul-de-sac outlining the driveway easement rules. It even has a diagram now, color-coded. Apparently, we can thank Cheryl for that level of clarity. As for me, I installed a motion sensor camera facing our front yard. Not because I expect trouble, but because Cheryl hates it. Every time she walks by and sees the little red light blink, she flinches like it's judging her life choices. And in a way, it kinda is. Because let's be honest, everyone wants a peaceful neighborhood. No one wants the HOA breathing down their neck. But above all, no one wants a Cheryl. I'd have done exactly what you did. Call the HOA president, get the city inspector out there, and force her to pay for the removal. Parking nuisances are one thing, but permanently blocking a shared lane and turning it into her personal project? That's asking for trouble. Hey guys, thank you all for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one.